Welcome back to Options Weekly Paycheck, 7 strategic approaches for trading options for a living. Now, again, we have these links up here in case you're starting at this video. These links are about the new Strategic Mastery coaching programs where we train you to become a super strategy trader, which is a virtuosic master of many strategies that you can get down pat so well. We teach you how to get down pat so well that you can use on command in response to the market to get into optimal opportunities, one after the other, and then also while helping you avoid getting into mediocre opportunities, so you can become someone who can just look at a price chart and then just make money. That's the goal. And we teach you about the inner game on each. And each month we teach you a new strategy and so on. You can check those programs out. But 7 strategic approaches. Number 7, naked options selling trading. Now, naked options. Now, what's that? Sounds crazy. Sounds wild and risque or something like that. No, it's not. It's just what they call an option that's not covered. And what's a covered option? You could cover an option with an underlying asset like a stock, or you can cover an option with another option like another. Well, if you're selling an option, you buy an option against it, like a spread, right? Okay, so here we're just selling the option short, and it's like short selling in a sense. And you have to have the margin there. You're gonna need. It depends on your broker. 30%, sometimes down to 20%. Of the margin in your account to sell the naked option. But hey, you can easily get assigned, so you better have the 50% there to cover it. Anyways, naked options is another form of options trading that's had some really boneheaded ideas over time, and it's gotten a lot of people in a lot of trouble. Okay, now before you throw the baby out with the bathwater concept, I have to, that's a crazy saying. Anyways, before you just throw it all away because, there's some troubling association, you have to consider, well, what are they doing? What's their approach? What made them screw up? Okay, what kind of stupid things were they doing and thinking? And we'll get into that. But, it's also like saying, as you see these hit piece articles out there, and these, this is stupid stuff you see out there. They say, oh, turmeric is bad because if even though turmeric is associated with 700 plus health benefits clinically studied, something like that. There's some article that found those associations with all the various clinicals. Anyway, so, turmeric does all these positive things. So, and then you get a hit piece article that says, oh, turmeric is bad because essentially, if you take too much of it, you could have gastrointestinal problems. Well, if you eat too many apples or you eat too much cotton candy, if you eat too many donuts, you're going to have gastrointestinal problems, right? So, so the concept was, oh, turmeric must be bad, so don't take turmeric now. Okay. Duh. And so then, people may think, oh, okay, I heard something bad about it, so I better. So people are being also additionally influenced by any sort of negative comment someone else makes. It's kind of like, it's like people can be controlled by saying this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, and scaring them. Okay, and they'll let around and direct it to wherever the marketer or promoter wants. Anyways, so the point is that with naked options, we don't need to throw out naked options, all right? Because they can be used in particularly smart ways to make money and give us an advantage. But you have to use the naked options in the smart ways. And what's the smart ways? Well, you can't say things like, "Oh, let's just sell naked options and we'll just roll them out because stocks always go up." Okay, they'll go up later sometime. I mean, I remember hearing that before. And of course, all these guys who got into that got wiped out. But I remember hearing that. I thought, what? That is like one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And so, you don't get in these things that are dumb. All right, and then you can avoid these concepts. And a lot of these people, they're looking at this concept of free money. This is how they get into the naked options selling. And they get all excited because, oh yeah, I'm just going to sell this premium. I'm going to be the market maker. I'm going to be, I'm going to be like those guys. I'm going to make all the money. And because 97% of options expire worthless and blah, blah, blah. And so they say things like that when they don't. These are statements that may have some sort of concept, but they're not anywhere close to the full picture. What happens if your trade goes bad? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it won't go bad. It just will always just work out somehow. Yeah. Okay, so you get all these ways of thinking which aren't good. And when you sell options, you have obligation, okay? You have obligation. And so, therefore, you have obligation to make sure you get that stock if you're assigned. Yeah, you get to take the premium and you get to have the advantage of the decaying options, and that's great. But, versus your risk, how much premium did you take in? So when you're selling out of the money naked options, again, it's like a trap. It's like a lure. You're going for a tiny bit of profit that's going to take a long time. Even in a weekly option with 1 week to go, you still have to wait for the week to, hoping your stock isn't going to go in the money, right? For a small premium, relatively speaking. And so, therefore, that gets annoying. It makes you want to sell more and increase your position size more over than what your account can handle. All right. So you can get into this mindset, and it'll suck you into a bigger position size and a bigger potential, blow up essentially later and of your account. So instead, forget all that nonsense. Let's use the selling of options to our advantage, whereas we want the options premium decay on our side. Yes, that's why we'd sell naked options, right? But we want to have that as an added bonus. We need to combine naked option selling with a strategic price-based entry strategy where we're trying to capture price at one point, okay, and then exit the position at another point, or maybe just ride it into an out of the money position so we can get all the premium plus the momentum. So now as we collect momentum by selling further, either at the money or, all right, now, so how do we profit from strategically selling naked options? And how could we do so for a living? Well, hey, as I mentioned, it's nice to have premium decay on your side. So therefore, if you can swing trade or micro swing trade naked options, that could be pretty sweet. And what if you could do that on a weekly basis? There are all sorts of strategic opportunities for selling rapidly collapsing options, okay, in terms of premium on a weekly basis. So we have many strategic approaches and systematic approaches for selling naked options. You can see some on Options Trading Authority here, and we had we'll see. Join our newsletter or contact us for systems. We have a bunch. I don't know if we've launched we have a bunch that I'm not sure if we launched on one of our sites, but just contact us. And the point and purpose for selling naked options is that if you've bought options and you've traded long calls and long puts, then you have experienced the annoyance of premium decay. And wow, what if you could just develop an account, whereas this is more of a wealth building type of cash flow, wealth building concept, where let's say you make a lot of money. Okay, and then you say, hey, you know what? I want to put this money to work smartly in a sound way. I don't want to go willy-nilly and doing all these crazy things. I want to have a very specific approach that I can do over and over, maybe on a weekly basis, maybe on a monthly basis, but weekly basis is a lot more fun. And then so therefore you say, well, how can I do so on a repetitive way where I can generate cash flow? Well, you can take a lot of our systems here or strategies or strategies from Options Trading Authority or Right Cycle Trading for that matter, and you can substitute the long call and the long put with a short put or a short call. Okay, so you can swing trade. So instead of buying options, you just simply reverse the position and you sell the options, and you sell what? You go for more options profits. That means you're going to go down the chain a bit, and you're going to go into money, and slightly you want some premium still in the money, and you're going to ride the momentum. The momentum trades, whether they are bursts in price or micro swings like we already talked about, and or maybe something a bit more of a bigger type of move, but usually not. Usually we want to ride a swing, a micro swing, a type of micro trend into the expiration, okay, or towards expiration, and just take all the collapsing premium. So what I would do is start to look at some options chains and just look at the weekly options with 1 week left and 2 weeks left, and see how much premium at the money is left, and then divided by the numbers of days or the numbers of trading days left to expiration. Now you're going to see a daily average of premium decay. Of course, with the pricing model of options, the decay rate will start out slower, and then it will speed up as you get closer and closer to expiration, where your fastest decay rate will be on the last day, and the most premium decay on that last day, which there are strategies for playing the last 1 or 2 days into expiration too. So there are all sorts of opportunities, and it just puts you in a nice feel, and it gives you confidence to be on the side of the markets that has the wind at your back, whereas you have premium decay at your back. Okay, you have that as your advantage now, and now this can be a positive factor psychologically for you and strategically for you to start making more consistent money and to average profits out more. Because again, if you're buying 1 to 2 week options left, you better play high velocity moves, okay, high velocity price action moves, and you better buy your options smartly in a position that the strike can advance into the money, potentially and hopefully significantly, and do so on a repetitive basis so you can net a profit versus that rapid premium decay. Otherwise, swap out all your long calls and long put positions with short calls and short put positions and ride momentum that way. Now, one more thing. When you're selling naked options, always consider making sure you have all your bases covered, which means that your position size max has to be able to be covered by your trading account if you get assigned the stock. Okay, if you have to take the stock or go get the stock, okay, so then you need to be able to cover that. Don't play games with leverage, right? That's not a trading free living approach. That's for making fantastical disaster stories. All right, that's it with this video.